the Fat will give you our gut reactions on all things pop culture, film, TV and theatre. We talk the legends in the creative industry and those on the rise. We game old school. We do all of this, and a whole lot more. Like, subscribe and get involved. Join Steen Anthony Nielsen and the Outcast Creative.
Hello. Well, this is an unplanned stream. It's not scheduled, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to watch it live. I don't normally do streams on a Sunday afternoon. A very uncivilized hour to be doing any activity apart from eating a Sunday roast. But there are always exceptions. And last night, I went to an exceptional event. If you have been a subscriber of my channel for quite a while, you will know that I do review and promote music events. I've had the guys who created Age Against the Machine, the wicked 60s, 70s and 80s and early 90s music event, come on the channel and talk about their stuff, and I've reviewed events of theirs. But today I'm going to be talking about Peach. Now, and I'll tell you a bit about how I came to come to Peach and a few other things. But I've also got one of my good buddies with me. I'll bring him in just a second because he was there with me last night, dancing out the front like a madman, which is, you know, the best way to dance, really. So I'm going to show a quick video. I took quite a few videos of the event, and I'm just trying to find the one that I want, which is with the angels, ladies dancing. See, that's so disorganized, Mr. Nielsen. Very unprofessional, very unprofessional. Right, okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, so, I mean, you don't normally expect to see this when you go to a clubbing event. Let's be honest. Now, you won't have any audio for this, I'm afraid, but, I mean, that's probably a good thing for copyright reasons. So Peach was founded way back in the day as a sort of music rave event 31 years ago. And they had their birthday party at Koko, Camden yesterday. It was a day rave. Here we are down the front. And day raves are becoming very popular now. Why? Well, because the people that want to go to them are mostly over the age of 35. Which means that we can go to these events and get back at a reasonable hour. And it means also that people who are traveling out of London can get the last train home, don't have to do hotels and all that kind of stuff. So the Peach event was starting at 1 o'clock. I was literally in the door at 1:05 because I knew it was going to go by so quickly. And it finished at 9. Now, I've been to quite a few clubbing events, but I haven't personally been to a Peach event before. So my buddy who's coming in has been to quite a few Peach events in his day. So it'll be interesting to see how he thought this one measured up. So for anyone who doesn't know what a Peach event is, it's really embracing the rave, house, trance music of the 90s, infusing it with a modern... I suppose a modern house and trance approach. So you'll get samples of old dance songs that you'll recognize, which was amazing, by the way, because every time a new song came on, it was like one of the songs from Human Traffic or one of the early dance songs that I first ever remember dancing to, like Prodigy, No Good Start the Dance. Anyway, Ben, have you recovered yet?
I have recovered, thank you, Lance. Yes, just about.
Oh, mate, I'm still like overwhelmed with joy. I'm just so glad I attended, because when people said, "Oh, you know, you got to go with Peach," and I looked at the tickets, and I think all the early bird ones had gone. So I think it was about 30 notes.
Yeah, they do go quick, very quick. Such a popular event.
I have to say, worth every penny.
It's worth every penny and more, Lance.
Yeah.
I did my first Peach back in May, June. I can't remember. It was Pete's reunion.
Right.
And it blew my mind. But this one, because it was the 31st birthday, it was a special one.
Oh, have we lost him? He's ejected himself out again. That happened when we were testing. He'll be back in a second. So I'm just going to show you a bit more. Mate, you pressed the wrong button again, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm back again.
You can turn your camera off if you want.
I'm not a great tech guy.
You were telling us you'd been to Peach events before. I was a Peach virgin. This is my first.
No, this was only actually my second Peach myself, Lance. I mean, I knew people that have been before and told me stories, but it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The lights, all the work that goes into it is amazing. The graphics.
Well,
hello, that's Michelle. That's Michelle in the background. She has definitely recovered now.
I'm okay now.
Oh, yeah, I love the picture of you on the train coming home. That was
I had to go at Teresa on that one.
I didn't even recognise you, to tell you the truth.
I didn't recognise myself. Thanks.
You were proper monged.
That was so embarrassing. I was meant to leave early. That's why.
Well, so to explain who Michelle and Ben are, we are all part of the old school Solo Ravers group. We must give them a shout out. Created by the lovely Samantha Bliss, now sort of co-run with Julia Antoni. I hope I'm saying her surname correctly.
Yep.
And Samantha kind of organised this out of the back of lockdown when everybody was proper depressed. And she wanted to organise a Facebook group where people could meet up, like-minded people who like similar kinds of music. You could all meet in a pub before the event and then all go together. And there's a real social dynamic to the whole thing. So this is a group of some of the usual suspects meeting at what's called the pre-meet, which was a pub up the road from Koko. That pub never knew what hit them, trust me. And especially when Orange was there. But yeah, these are all solo ravers, including the people in the background. I think there was probably about 50 of us there altogether.
I think we took over that pub, and we also got in the way of the zebra crossing as well. I think at Pete, probably about 50 of us at least. At least, yeah, because there was another event on as well.
Yeah, some people went to bonkers. I know. I mean, I definitely went to the right event because I've seen some
definitely.
Clips and it looked fine, but everybody likes slightly different tastes, and I was a bit worried. Yeah. People said this is kind of trance, and I'm like, well, I'm old school 90s dance. Am I going to like it?
Hard house.
Yeah, what
did I like it?
Because I think where Pete's, they try and make old stuff new. They try and make it more modern, and I think that's why it works so well at Peach.
Yeah.
Hard house trance.
No, listen, 100% correct. I mean, it was so well done. The infusion of honestly, it was like like a conductor when they've got the right components to their orchestra. The whole event, from the sound, the music to the lighting, the presentation, the moment when they dropped the tracks, the mixes of the tracks, everything was first class. And I mean, it was first class at Orange as well, but somehow this event was just a tad better. I think probably because of the girls in the angel costumes.
You liked them, didn't you, Lance? Yes.
Oh,
they were. I'm just saying they looked very pleasing. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, what when you guys go to an event, what are you looking for?
Well, it's the whole package. The whole package for us, Lance. It's not just about the music. It's about the rave family you're meeting up with each time, and that's what really does it for me. I mean, Michelle started just over a year ago on her own, and then she met up with the lovely Teresa Fletcher and Carlton Sturgis. And we actually travel with Carlton and Teresa up to every event. And from just the start go, it's always giggles, laughs on the train, and then going for brekkie and the pre-meet.
And people can come on their own, a woman on their own, or a man, or some people don't like, the partners don't like their music, or even if they're single, whatever, doesn't matter. We all meet together, so we're not alone.
Yeah, it's one of the things I've noticed about, and I really like about the group, is there's a collective sense of safety and looking after one another.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that's you being hassled by somebody or somebody giving you some water at just the right moment.
Yeah.
And I noticed, I mean, you'll remember we had that chap, I think his name's Ian, who
yes, Ian.
Yeah, he friend requested me on Facebook today. I've added him. He was asking me for your contact details. I've given him your profile, not your bank account, social security number. But yeah, I mean, it was like he was always there with a cup of water when we needed it, you know.
Yeah, that's what also I love about it. It's not just him. There's always someone around that knows you, who's got some water, and you go, "Do you need some water? Come on, have a sip of this," you know. Or someone's going off to the toilet. Do you want me to grab you some water on the way back? Oh yeah, thanks, mate. And you do the same back. You know, that's that's why we call it the family, because we just look out for each other, and that's the great thing about the day rave. Because, like you said, we all get to go home at a sensible time. We all get to catch our right trains and that, and it's also good for women on their own. That they can feel safe. We can even meet people for the first time if they're new to the group. You know, we just look out for each other. It's such a lovely and beautiful thing.
People are coming from Wales. Gemma coming from Wales.
Yeah, people travel all over the place.
Yeah, and it's just people coming from all walks of life, all backgrounds, doesn't matter. It's just everyone just made sure that you're safe. And as I said, if you just bump into somebody in the rave, making sure you're all right, or just give you a hug, it's so lovely.
Oh, who's this handsome guy?
Yeah, it's my film guru, Lance, of course.
What's going on? So, yeah, one of the many semi-iffy pictures that I took. My phone is never get them quite right.
See, I don't actually take many pictures because I'm enjoying the music, but it's because there's so many people taking pictures for me.
Funny enough, at most of the events we've gone to, that's been my exact same attitude, and I've even said to some people who've been constantly going on their phone, "Don't keep going on your phone, you're missing out. You're not living it." But this was so good. I knew I wanted to talk about it. I knew I wanted to do a blog about it, probably a review. So I wanted to get lots of pictures. So
definitely.
You've got lucky.
See, I'm lucky, Lance, because I know Michelle and Teresa are going to take loads of them. So I'm quite happy. I just take the one that I know is important, like especially. What I also like about these raves we go to is you can actually get close and interact with the DJs themselves.
Yeah, well, we got a picture with
Adele and Chris Spain, whose set was off the chart, absolutely the best set of the night.
Gold.
I must say, Ben Gold, he blew it away as well. He was such a fantastic DJ.
I found a couple of sets of his, including one he did at Frantic on YouTube. There's some great sets of his on YouTube.
Right.
And he's young, isn't he?
Yeah, I've already got a whole load of his music now on my playlist. So, yeah,
definitely
great to be introduced to him, because I'd heard the name, but I'd not seen him play before.
No, we've never seen him. I think Cole Taylor, she's seen him when he was a lot younger, and actually said she knew he was going to be a star when he gets older, and she hit that right. He is
right. Well, indeed. So, did you have a favourite DJ, both of you?
Well,
it's hard to pick one, isn't it? It's hard to pick one.
We've always got a favourite, and it's the Queen of Peach, Adele and Dyer. She's just an amazing, talented DJ.
Yeah.
That was a really good set. I did get a picture with her, but I'm going to have to doctor myself in that photo.
What's that?
I'm going to actually go into Photoshop and put some shade, because my shades weren't down. I'm going to get my shades.
If you look at my photograph, Lance, I forgot my shades and I had to go with it.
So do I.
Yeah, I saw that. What about you, Michelle? Same choice?
Yeah, I'm afraid Adele is the Queen of Peach. She's just such a lovely person, and her music is just, She goes with the audience, and she's just genuinely nice person. You know, they're all non-commercial DJs where you can meet them up, come up to them personally and talk to them. Like Graham Gold, they came up to talk to us, and before it all started, you wouldn't get that in obviously the commercial, like my favorite DJs like Armin van Buuren, which we're going to see, and David Guetta and all them. You're not going to get that personal touch, you know, or communication. And that's why I like it. It just makes the whole family and it just makes it all, the environment and the music and everything together, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, when Adele came down to the front to shake hands with us all and do selfies and that, I thought that was proper class.
That was.
And,
you just felt a bit starstruck.
Well, you know, I've not actually.
I mean, I might have missed it when other people did it, but she was the only DJ that I saw that did that with the front row.
Well, you know, I've not actually personally met her. Obviously, I was Facebook friends with Adele, and she's always commented on my, you know, pictures and blah blah. But when she saw us, she pointed at us, and she knew who we were. And that just meant something, you know.
Well, I think more than ever, and I'm going to say this in my blog, really these kind of events, I would say even above the music, it's the music is the blood that gives these events their life. But what they're really about, what they're achieving for people, is human connection.
Yeah.
Human connection. I think that's what I'm going to call my blog. Raving.
Human connection. I think I think that's the best thing you can say. It is
social interaction. Social interaction with people. People need that. Everyone.
It's a place to go.
I mean, you don't want to talk to people too much on the dance floor, even though, of course, you know, if you've drunk a lot, you may be a bit chatty. But obviously, because people are very in tune with the music, and I had to tell myself to shut up a couple of times, not to sort of like chat away to somebody. But there's always time to meet and talk to people as well, isn't there?
Of course, there is.
That's what the pre-meet's about, and getting together in the morning and having breakfast and, you know, doing what you want to do, and then just meet up at the rave afterwards. But then the music's going, everyone's in their own zone, you know. It's great.
Yeah. So I've got another picture of some of our gang here. And there you go, the Teresa. Where's Carlton? Is he not in that picture?
He's not in that one, but the girl to your right, that's Jackie. She's a newcomer. She came to Frantic at the last event.
For the first time. She just had a heart operation.
That's right. And I said to her, you do realise you're going to get the buzz now. And she said it to me when I met her. She said, Ben, you were right. She said, you lot are just so lovely. It's great to meet up with you. And she just, she doesn't drink or anything. She just loves the music and meeting people. And it's really helped her. Like, I think it's helped a lot of us. You know, for me, I think it helped. Not that I had any problems with myself, but it mentally did help me big time. Just coming out and seeing people, because I think people get the rave scene wrong. They think it's all about the wrong stuff and drugs.
They've watched too many Rise of the Foot Soldier films.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like that at all. And this is why I hope, because the younger generation aren't doing this as much. Because like you said, there's not many youngsters that go to these events. It's like you say, people above 35 and that, but I hope this doesn't, I hope it continues, because I think it helps a lot of people out. I really do.
Let's talk about the venue. Here's a video of some strange chap. I don't know who this is.
Oh, yeah, that weird bloke, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's getting in my videos. What's going on? Oh, so this is the upstairs. This is the little upstairs room.
Oh, the little upstairs room, yeah.
Which I came up to sort of as soon as it opened, so I could check out. Because I met that DJ. I think after Orange, she was there.
Right.
In the bar across the road. This is another one of the solo ravers.
Yeah.
So that was, but I mean, one of the things with Koko is when you arrive, I don't think I've got a video of this, but you guys might have one. It's when you come through that door. Yeah. And you come out and you have that view.
Yeah, you're like in the middle, the top balcony, and you've got the lasers looking down at the stage, and the music hits you, and you just go, "Well, I'm here now."
It's quite a
you got the sound box,
sort
of almost surreal experience. It's like going to the wardrobe at Narnia. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
I mean,
that's a brilliant way. It's actually the best way of describing it. It's like our Narnia. It really is.
There you go. Lance, it's my favourite venue because I love the way it's like a theatre present, you know, inside. It's where it's laid out. If people can sit down, it's like they're watching something, but it's a show, but it's obviously the rave. But everyone can sit down, they can stand up, whatever they want to choose, and they can, the view and the acoustics and everything is just like a theatre. But that's why I love, Koko or Camden Palace, it used to be called. As you probably know, I didn't know that, but back then. It's my favourite venue.
The track that I haven't got the sound on, so because I don't want to get done for copyright, but the track that's playing now is that one from Human Traffic where they're just kind of going over the hill, that dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah, and they played about 5 tracks from Human Traffic, obviously new mixes with the new vibe, but every time I heard one of those tracks come on, I was like, oh my god, I've always wanted to be in a club with everybody in tune when this comes on. Because I wasn't raving in when in the 90s I was living in Nottingham.
Right.
The nightclub that I used to go to, I think, was called Rock City. That whole period of my life is pretty vague because of my brain injury. I can't remember much of it, but that was a rock club. So I didn't go to raves back in the day. Once I moved to Nottingham, I did some in London just before I moved up, and then that whole era of the Human Traffic music, I wasn't on the dance floor when that came out. I was elsewhere, so I kind of missed the live experience. And basically, Peach gave it to me.
Yep, it's never too late.
And not only did they give me those songs, but like a whole load of others, including the No Good Start the Dance with the Prodigy. When that dropped, I was like, oh my god! I think I wrote in a post. I was so excited. I wanted to run across the partition and jump up on the stage and dance, but then my sensible voice said no. So,
no.
Yeah, no.
I think Blood Rave was good. Blood Rave.
Oh, that's Bengal. Yeah. He done that well.
Yeah.
And obviously Adele, she dropped one of my old-time favourites, which was Bellissima by DJ Quicksilver.
So, talk to me more about Adele. How long has she been going in this?
So I think, if I'm right, I think it's about 4 years when Graham Gold and Chris Bain invited her and got her into this. I don't think she's been there long.
She used to go to raves. She used to go the other side, like us.
Say that again.
I said, Adele obviously used to be going to raves herself and loved her music, but I think she's only been doing Peach itself about 4 years. But obviously she does a lot. She does do other events as well, but she's like the main headline normally at Peach.
I mean, I have to say it was quite. Listen, I was a podium dancer back in the day at a club.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well,
I can imagine that.
You've seen me and how I dance. I'm like, my mum was a choreographer, so I love.
Right.
I've always got like different routines worked out to different songs. The problem is you don't always have the space to do them, you know.
It was very. It did get packed there yesterday because it's such a popular event, and it was the 31st birthday as well. It really did get packed in there, so it was a bit hard to do any wild long arm moves. Yeah.
But podium dancers have changed a bit since my day. I actually looked down at my drink and went, what have I had to drink? What's going on? And these two came on. I mean, these costumes were incredible. And then later they came out and the wings changed colours.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's the graphics, the lights, and what they put on as well. It's a fantastic event.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, do you have any criticisms of the event, if any?
It was a bit too packed. That's the only thing. I think it was. It was because it was a special.
I didn't find that. I found when it was at its peak, which was probably about 7 o'clock, everybody got quite spread out. A lot of people were outside, so
that's true.
No, I mean personally, I've got no critic. I couldn't really find any faults really.
We were at the front.
No, but the whole day and the whole place. No, I can't think of any. Some people may do, but I didn't, to be honest with you.
I've only got one, and it's not a criticism of Peach. I just wish that the venue, Koko, there's Adele. Oh, this track was amazing, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
So,
one.
I mean, you could see how like everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, look at those graphics.
Yeah. So my only gripe is, I wish that Koko would sell bottled water, not give us those horrible cans and then pour them into a cup.
Yeah, but I suppose because it's changed so much in it now with what's gone in clubs down the past with stuff. But yeah, that's probably an annoying thing. But yeah, you get over that, don't you?
But just
Well,
a
the thing
tip for
is,
any
right, is because everybody ends up taking their waters down the front when they're dancing. They put them on the floor. They all get knocked over.
Yes.
So you've got this kind of like roller skating scenario of dodge the
Doing the
bottle.
moonwalk, yeah, when you're dancing.
I must have put like 20 cups over the other side of the thing, you know, to get them out of people's way so they didn't slip over. That honestly is my only criticism, considering the type of event it is. I noticed that some people brought in empty bottles.
I was just going to say that was a tip, Lance. If anyone goes to Koko for any venue, they don't do the water big jugs anymore. If you bring an empty bottle, they let you in with an empty bottle. That's what I brought.
And then you can fill that up yourself.
Yeah, you can fit. As long as it's empty, they just refill it up for you.
That's a good tip. So I'm going to ask Adele to come on the channel for an interview.
Oh, right.
So we can hear all about her career and so on. I hope she will. Because I've already asked Mr. and Mrs. House from my house to come on and do an interview, and they've said that they would, although they're very nervous about it. And I said, you don't have to be on camera.
Right.
I think they just don't think they'll be interesting. And it's like, that's nonsense. You run an amazing clubbing event. Of course you're going to be interesting. So I'll have a million questions for them. So, you know.
I'm sure you do.
So what would you rate this out of 10?
Well, I'd go above a 10, personally.
These go to 11.
Well, if it goes to 11, we go 11 off the scale.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't been to a Peach event before, and if you feel the music isn't necessarily to your taste, I wouldn't let that personally stop you from going, because I found with speaking to some of the people that were there last night, there were quite a few people where this music wasn't their number one choice, but they got so into it because of the way it was presented and the way the running order, and you know, and of course those mixing of the classic tunes, which of course they instantly recognise. Then they've got a hook. Then they're in.
That's right. Yeah.
So I would say don't let that put you off. So Peach has got a website. Let's have a quick look at that. I have already put these links down below. They've got Peach has got 2 major events left for the year, I believe.
Yes.
Peach and Strawberry Sunday, which I've already got a ticket for. That's
me and Michelle still got to get our tickets for that one.
Let me. I'll tell you the date of that one.
I think it's November, is it?
Yeah, I think it's November. Hang on. No, that's 93 Feet East. That's Rain Dance. Yeah, 23rd of November. Peach.
That's the one.
That's at Fabric, which I don't think I can't remember if has Fabric always been in the same venue.
I'm not actually sure myself because I've never been to Fabric myself.
What does Michelle say?
I don't think she has either. No, she doesn't remember Fabric.
I remember like going to Fabric like forever ago, but I think it moved at one
point.
So you know, my memory's not very good at the best of times.
I'm sure Adele will let you know, Lance, when she talks to her.
I'm sure she will. I like the Gary Bando sandwich. You see, everybody knows me for my serious film director and playwright mode. And then when I talk to them about going raving, they're like, Lance, you go raving?
Yeah, I know, they're surprised, didn't they?
Well, I mean, you know, I wasn't going raving for a long time, so life did not permit.
Yeah, but Lance,
that's what I love about this family, our solos. You know, we've all come from walks of life. We've all different jobs and different ways, you know, and we all come together and we forget about what we do for work and, you know, everyday life, and we just forget about that and we just get on with it, have a good laugh, giggle, enjoy the music and have fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do they have any other events apart from the Peach and Strawberry Sunday one?
I think the there's a Christmas one they're doing.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, the Christmas event.
We've got tickets for that already. I think it's the 7th of December.
Okay, let me have a look. I'll get the link up now. Obviously, not everybody that watches this channel is based in the UK.
Right.
I've got nearly 4,000 subscribers now, and I think probably around 1,500 to 2,000 are probably in the UK, and the rest are mostly in the United States, as well as a few.
Wow, so you're a big fan of the United States, are you?
Well, because YouTube is very big over there.
Don't you go tell them.
True.
So yeah, so Peach Goes Hard, Peach Christmas Party.
That's the one.
On the 21st of December. Oh, mate, that sounds like the one. Is that at Koko?
Yeah, one of them definitely at Koko. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to check. But
E1 London.
Oh, that's the. But I'm sure there is one at Koko. There's a Christmas one. I'm sure there is.
21st.
This is their Christmas party. So December 21st, 2 till 10. So it's a nice daytime event again. I'm going to write this in my diary. I haven't got tickets for this yet. Oh, man, I can't afford.
Got to get them, Lance. Get them.
Well, I mean, if you guys are going, I'm coming. Trust me.
Oh well, we're going. Don't worry.
Yeah, so that's E1. I've never been to that venue before. Have you been?
No, I haven't. Michelle. Oh, have I been to that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I might. I think I have been to one there. I'm not 100% sure. My mind's not 100% today, as you know.
I can't think why, mate. You were perfectly complimentous yesterday with me down the front of the stage going. Woo!
Well, I had to, Lance, because I had to look after certain Michelle to get her home.
I know they party hard, these women, and then they expect you to carry them to the train station. So,
well, that's a gentleman, got to have gentlemen. There's not many gentlemen around, so we've got to meet the right gentleman, like you and Ben and a few others.
You guys, right, met slightly later in life. This is the Ben and Michelle love life section of the review. No, seriously, I want to tie it in. So what's quite nice at the solos as well, even though it's called solos, it's a bit of an ambiguous term. It's a bit misleading because there's loads of couples that are members of the solos. There's a lot of single people. And there's some people that are happy that they're single and have no interest in meeting anyone. But I found that the couples that I've met there, they're awesome. They're all awesome. And
they are, yeah.
One of the things that they've got in common is they've sort of found each other late in life, and now they've decided to go clubbing together. I mean, I wish I'd done this with my ex 10 years ago. We really would have enjoyed it, but then it probably would have just made it.
Well, me and Michelle, we met 12 years ago, and actually the first love together was music. That was the first thing that got us to,
classical opera.
Yeah, we like all kinds of music. Obviously, our favourite is like, our trance and hard house, but that was our first love, was music.
Right. So, what was the first rave, trance, or dance event that both of you can remember going to? I'm talking about back in the day before you met.
Well,
I've only been to one rave, Lance, in my time of adult life until obviously a year ago, to the All Solos ravers. But I used to go night clubbing. I suppose I was a bit younger, but night clubbing, which is not the same as a rave.
Yeah, pretty much same here. Like, I didn't do many as in raves that I can remember, but it was more nightclub scenes back in the 90s, as you probably know. But it's so different now, with the rave scene, because it's so much different to the nightclubs back in the day.
It's all peace, love, and harmony now.
Yeah, I think because everything in the world is so shit right now, we need it more than ever. Because I mean, honestly, World War III could kick off at any time, and I'm not being dramatic when I say that. It's in the news every day.
It is. I mean, if you want to talk to someone about old school raving, a good person to chat to would be Carlton Sturgis, because he is an old school raver, and he's well known in the old school ravers as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to try and do a gut reaction for every event. But the gut reaction videos, which is what this is, have always got to take place within 48 hours of me seeing a film, reading a book, going to the theatre, seeing a music gig, whatever it may be. So obviously, you know, people have to put up with pestering them when they're hungover the following day.
It's perfect because it's perfect, Lance. Yeah, it's perfect, Lance, because it's still what do you call it? What's the word? It's still clear in your head what happened the night before, so people can talk about it, evaluate it, and give
absolutely
positive critique or whatever, you know, and their experiences, and then Peach will listen to that and think, oh, yeah.
What was the name of the lovely lad that was with us from the solos? I forget his name.
Gareth, the red.
Gareth, yeah, that was with us down at the front all night. Yeah,
Gareth.
All the way from Bedford, he comes. Yeah,
so it was so funny. We were both watching these dancers and giving our detailed and professional opinion on various aspects. And Gareth said about the one on the left. He said, "Yeah, I want to take her home." Now I don't know if that happened. We'll do our best to find out. But he texted me later saying, "Oh, I'm getting the train back. I was going to stay out, but my body says no." And I was like, "Yeah." So I did actually have a bit of an adventure after the club. I'll tell you about that another time.
Oh, look forward to that
then. Lance, the best person probably to carry on with the Peach thing that you're doing is Graham Gold, because he arranged all of it and everything, and obviously he talked to us about it and everything.
Yeah,
he's the perfect person.
Is Gareth. I already put a post about this video on their event.
Graham Gold.
I mean, this is a bit of a rambling review, but normally I do these gut reaction things on my own, but I thought it would be great to get a couple of people on who were actually there.
Yeah.
So you're not just hearing my opinion, you're hearing the opinion of seasoned veteran clubbers like Michelle, the queen of the dance floor, and so forth.
Thank you, love.
And yes, I mean, you rated it 11 out of 10. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I'm not even going to knock half a point off for the water bottle thing, because you're right, we can address that ourselves by bringing in an empty one.
Yeah.
And it's not to do with Peach. So the other thing I want to do is I want to give the old school solo ravers a shout out. I mentioned them at the beginning of the stream. I mean, Samantha Bliss and Julia Antonia, really the reason that this is all happening for me, the reason that I got out and sort of crawled out of my shell.
Yep.
I'd had a really bad couple of years. People can read about that in the other blog I've done about when I went raving, diamondsintheskybookseries.com. It's in the blog section. I'm going to do a part 2 to that, and the part 2 is going to be about my house and this event.
Yeah.
So, oh, look at this. Peach Club London are watching.
That's you and Gareth. That's the one.
Mate, honestly, we're not blowing smoke up your ass. This was a first class event. I can't.
Yeah, that woman on Gareth's shoulder is actually Michelle.
Right?
Oh yeah, so it is. Photo bombing. No, but seriously though, if that is Gareth, or presumably it's somebody that manages the page, if it isn't, it was a first class event in every respect. You know, normally, like if you went, because I always get into the club right at the beginning, because the day goes so quick anyway.
Yeah, it does.
I want to be there for the whole thing. And sometimes you'll go to an event and the first DJ is a bit so. So the first guy was brilliant. First guy,
Anthony Thomas. Yeah,
he was amazing, absolutely amazing. And every DJ thereafter was as good, if not better.
Yeah, definitely. They all smashed it. I mean, we didn't actually stay long enough to watch Paul Peaky play, because I do like him, but obviously,
didn't he?
Obviously, Carton's got a new job to start Monday, and he was getting a bit knackered. And they said we didn't have to go back with them, but you know, my feeling is we always travel as a 4 up, and we always travel 4 as a way back. So, but it was still a great night.
No, it's. I think that's very respectful of you.
And the good, also another thing I want to mention as well, Lance, is you can actually relive the moment. If anyone's on SoundCloud, what Chris Bain does, he records all the sets, and then within a couple of weeks, he will put them all up there on SoundCloud, and you can download them and listen to them all again.
Yeah.
So you don't get FOMO.
one of the things I was thinking when I was watching the event, particularly the dancers, because like I said, I mentioned before, my mother was a member of the Royal National Ballet, and she was a choreographer, and then later ran her own dance school. And she would have loved that, those costumes, all of that stuff. And I swear to you, when I was dancing down the front and proper going for it, I felt her with me right there.
Yeah, I think that's the difference.
Give you that connection.
But that's what I mean. I mean that's why I think me and Michelle say Peach Koko is our favourite, is because you go to other day raves and you got great DJs, but Peach, they put on a show. It's not just
no, and I liked that about it. That was why for me. Listen, Orange was amazing, and I'm every Orange event I'll be there, and it was amazing. Because they did this kind of stage show element, that was the thing that took it to the next level for me.
Yeah,
into that. So it's different strokes, different folks.
Yeah,
I love all that. I come from a theatre background. It's very theatrical.
Yeah,
I've directed 15 plays. So this is the old school, original solo old school ravers. I think the name's been tweaked a few times because people kept trying to copy it. And
that's right. Yeah.
Right off the coattails of Julia and Sam, which is a bit of a shame. I'm not going to scroll through it. Fortunately, my post appears to be at the top, so that's fine. So currently, the Facebook group has got 7,600 members and growing all the time.
That's south and north of the country as well. That's all over the country. That is
UK.
I think that Sam and Julia would agree with me that really the only entry requirement is A, that you love music, of the types of events that we go to, of course. B, that you love and respect each other.
And C, as Julia and Samantha always say, it's not a dating site.
No, it's not a dating site. So I told you that before, Ben. Honestly.
Exactly.
You've got other adult sites for that sort of thing, Michelle.
Exactly.
So, but this is the post I did when I got in this morning, and when I first put it up and I reread it, I was like, hang on, there's about 20 typos in there. So I had to go through and sort it out. There's the lovely Carol on the bottom left. But this is what we do. We'll post about stuff we're going to. Julia and Sam will organise a pre-meet. I organised my first one for them. There's a few of us that do them now. That was hugely entertaining in a pub full of Millwall fans. Thanks for that baptism of fire. That was very exciting. So everybody can meet at the pre-meet. There's a social element to it, and that's always nice because then people will introduce you. I will say hello to literally anybody.
Oh, I do as well. Yeah, and that's what I mean.
You, Lance, and I'm like, chat to me. So, and then. Sometimes people go to the after parties or whatever. Most of us are getting a bit long in the tooth for that. If I've danced for like 8 hours straight, I'm normally done.
Yeah, my legs were like jelly when I got home last night.
Yeah.
I think I did 42,000 steps. That's my workout for the month.
Yeah.
So, this is the group if anyone wants to join it. Of course, the events are not just confined to London. We've got members in the group from all over the UK. Samantha and Julia done an amazing job. And I can't begin to even express what a lifesaver this group has been for me with the last difficult 3-4 years I've had.
Yeah.
And with my PTSD, it's been super helpful. And then also the events themselves. Peach, My House, Orange, Rave Days. I'm trying to remember all the ones I've been to now. Frantic was fantastic.
Frantic
was great. I mean, even Frantic, like a bit hardcore for me overall, but listen, I still loved it because you guys were there. We had a bop, and this was Peach was much more my bag because they were mixing all those songs I love into their sets. You had all those familiar riff tracks they dropped.
Yeah.
And it just you could see the whole room, when the Prodigy No Good Start the Dance track dropped, then you see the whole room went, oh my God.
Yeah. No, they did a good job. They did a good job, you know, bringing the old stuff in and making it a bit more modern, you know, and, you know, the bass, you could feel the floor shaking with your feet vibrating. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Unless you're standing right in the corner and you get one eardrum nearly blown because the bass was quite loud.
So, Peach also have a Facebook page.
They do,
So,
yeah.
Anybody that's interested in their events, I recommend you follow it. I'm just going to, again, the link is already in the information below. I'm just going to pop it on. And any of the DJs that watch this, I know I'm going to be surreptitiously extending this invite to Adele as soon as I get off this, stream. But any of the DJs that played at Peach, if you want to come on my channel and do an interview, you are welcome, and I will plug whatever you've got to push, be it a gig, you know, an event, whether you're selling a CD. That sounds very 90s, but we did all get given CDs on the way in. So
I gave it back because I haven't got a CD player.
I haven't got a working. My not working CD player is currently a garden ornament covered with leaves. And even the CD player on my PC doesn't work anymore. But yeah, this is Peach. Ben Gold is the son of
Graham Gold.
That's who you need to interview, Graham Gold, because he's the organizer, Lance. All right, he's 72 years old.
It would be so good to interview Brian and Ben together. I love that whole father and son.
Yeah,
you know, passing the torch. Oh, there's a message from Kenny on the screen. We shouldn't put private chats up. I do apologize, Kenny. That's all lovely. So yeah, and I think the whole event was videoed quite extensively.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, give it a week or so, you'll see Peach themselves have put up videos of the whole night and, you know, clips of everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, the long and the short of it is we absolutely loved it. And it's 30 points out of 30 from the three of us, plus an extra one from Ben.
Yeah, I've got to give an extra one, sorry.
Also, if anyone wants to check out that Ben Gold mix that he did at Sanctuary in March 2023, that is a pretty amazing set. I'm putting the link for that in the chat now. It's on Facebook. Great video. I was listening to it all last night when I got in. It was either listening to the tracks for real or listening to them banging around in my head.
Well, we got home and it was a cup of tea time. Michelle was still spangled and had a few chocolate M&M peanuts, and then we went to bed.
Our ears have finally stopped ringing, I think.
Well, before we call it a day, because the gut reaction streams are always very short, this one's been a bit longer than normal. I normally do them 20 minutes or less. We're already at 48 minutes. It's me and Ben, you know, gets in the room talking.
But you can't shut us up, Lance.
Before we wrap up, if you're tuning into my channel for the first time and you haven't subscribed, mainly what I do is I interview people in the creative industries. If you go to the industry interviews playlist, you will see that I only started doing this 2 years ago, July of 2022. There are 74 industry interviews there. I've interviewed actors, DJs, directors of photography, producers, musicians, some just starting out and some at the prime of their game, or, you know, their careers kind of wrapping up. I've had some fantastic guests. I've got 2 more fantastic guests this month. The first of whom is coming in actually on Thursday. It might be late for some people because it's at midnight, just before midnight. And that's actress Laura Banks. And you're all saying who? Well, she was in this small Star Trek film called Wrath of Khan.
Wrath of Khan, one of my favourite films.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's favourite Star Trek movie. It's the one where you can watch absolutely nothing else, and you can just watch that movie and really enjoy it.
Well, Michelle's a very big Trekkie fan.
Well, listen, tune into this. It's going to be great. If you can't watch it live, all the interviews stay up on the channel. She's in New York, so we have to do it at 5 to midnight just to make it all
We
work.
can always catch up, Lance. We will be in Ibiza at the time, but we will still catch up.
So my co-host for that stream is my good buddy, who's also a massive Wrath of Khan fan, The Critical Drinker. If you haven't heard of The Critical Drinker, he has got 2,300,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
The #1 film critic on YouTube, in my opinion. His videos get millions of views. His live streams get 15,000 people watching. So we're hoping by bringing him on, Laura's got a book out, The Wrath of Blonde. So we want to thank Laura for coming on the channel to talk to us by doing the best we can to plug her book. So from a Hollywood actress, we're going to one of the biggest Hollywood producers, well, in the world, actually.
Wow.
On the 25th of September, I have Gail Ann Hurd coming on the channel at 6 p.m. Some people might recognize the name, but not quite understand who she is. Gail Ann Hurd is a producer. She produced a few films you might have heard of, such as Terminator,
Yes.
Terminator 2, Aliens, The Abyss, and the
All
entire
my favourite films.
franchise. Your kind of films.
All my favourite films.
Well, you'll definitely want to watch this. I've only got her for an hour. Got very limited time. She's been on my channel once already as a surprise guest when I did the interview with Ron Underwood, who directed the film Tremors with Kevin Bacon.
Tremors.
Yeah.
Wow.
That industry interview is on the channel. Check it out if you're a fan. But Gail Ann Hurd is a big deal. She's not done any other YouTube channels at the moment except for mine. She's done other interviews, but not with YouTubers. So as she is one of the best, in my opinion, producers in the world, I'm so grateful she's coming on. I'm proper excited. So
good.
It's going to be fantastic. Right, that's it from us. So just remains for me to say thanks to Ben Neal and Michelle Avocado for coming in.
Avocado.
That's my nickname for her.
That's your nickname for you.
Hi, Ado.
She knows that already.
She knows.
I'm going to be back it's nearly 5:30. I'm going to be back here at 8 o'clock. I'm doing a stream tonight. It's called Chew the Fat. This is where we talk about a film or subject in extensive detail. It's kind of a weird one tonight, but we wanted to do it. We're doing a special stream. It's going to be about 2 hours long on the Mad Max rip-off films that came out between 1982 and 1992. These are the films that often had really good covers in the video store that made you want to rent them, but they weren't actually really any good. They were like shot in Italy for a budget of $100,000 or something like that. But there were quite a lot of them, and some of them were better than others. Do any of them have anything to offer? How do they hold up today? Well, we're going to talk about them all. So myself and the Inside Man are doing that at 8 o'clock today. So that's it from me. Remember what I say at the end of most of my streams. Don't forget to call the people that you care about and tell them that you love them. Forget all this texting shit. Just give them a phone call. People like to hear voices, you know. And I don't mean a voice note. I don't mean a voice note either.
No, I totally agree with you, Lance. Exactly.
Like I said, what Peach gave us all yesterday was human connection. And in the world that we live in now, I think human connection and being united, even for a day, is a massive achievement.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, it felt like everybody in that room was united for a day. So thank you, Peach. 10 out of 10. You're going to be seeing me at a lot more of your events. Take care, everyone.
See you later.